Hi, it's Nick. The reason I'm making this video is to show you how I wired my Atlas turntable by using this diagram. The motor that operates the Atlas turntable is a DC motor. You can use a 12-volt DC transformer, or you can use an AC transformer, but you would have to incorporate the rectifier, which will turn AC into DC current. And this rectifier and this control directional switch does come with the Atlas turntable. So I'll explain how this is. Well, before I do, there's one thing I would like to also let you know, is that the turntables, and I'll just read it here, the turntables is factory wired for 3-reel operation. So if you have a 3-reel operation, you don't have to worry about configuring it. But to get back to the rectifier, you have your AC transformer and you have your rectifier. And one side of the rectifier will say in and the other side will say out. You would hook up a black wire from the neutral side of the AC transformer to the black wire coming from the rectifier in the in direction, as you can see. Then you would take another wire from the positive side of the AC transformer and you would run it to the other side of the rectifier, the in port. And these wires are red. You have a red one from the rectifier, and then of course you would have a red one coming in from your AC. On the other side of the rectifier, where it says out, you would run a black wire, as you can see, to a terminal on the control switch. You would also run another wire, a red wire, down to another terminal of the control switch. Now you notice there's 2 switches. You want to work on this switch here, or if you want to use this side. But I choose to use this one. I took a wire from one terminal of the control switch, and as you can see, I ran into a terminal for the DC motor. I ran another wire, as you can see, and I ran into the other side of this DC motor. This switch right here has 3 positions. When it's in the middle, it's in the off position. If you move it up, it'll make the turntable go one direction, and then if you put it back into the center, it'll go off, and then you push it down, and it'll make the turntable go in the opposite direction. Now this is how you would wire this motor to operate the turntable by using an AC transformer with a rectifier. The next one is to use a 12-volt DC transformer. And this is the one that I use for to wire my 24-inch turntable. I had this transformer in the house because it was from an N gauge set, which is run by DC volts. Now when you use the DC volts, as you can see, you don't need the rectifier because it is DC. So I ran a wire from one side of the DC transformer and I ran the wire to one side of the control switch. I ran another wire from the 12-volt DC transformer, and I ran it to another terminal on the control switch. Again, I'm using this particular side. So now I ran a wire from the control switch to one side of my DC motor, and I ran another wire from a terminal, the control switch, and I ran it to the other terminal for the motor. Again, this switch, when it's in the middle, it's off. So what I would do is I would turn my DC transformer on to a point where the turntable will turn, but you don't want to put enough current where it's going to go too fast, because the band that controls the gears here, or pulleys I should say, that operates the worm gear that operates the turntable, because if you go too fast, this little rubber belt will come off the pulleys. So you have to make sure you keep it at a certain speed where it will operate, but not to the point where the motor will go fast and the belt will come off the pulleys. Just wanted you to know that. So now, as I mentioned, this switch is in the off position. So if I push it up, the turntable will go one direction. I put it in the middle and then bring it down, and it'll make the turntable go in the other direction. Now that's how you would wire the DC motors for the turntable. If you're using an AC transformer with the rectifier, or just a 12-volt DC transformer with just the switch. Now, this AC transformer is going to operate the track that's on the turntable. And usually, it would be the same current that you would use on all of your tracks. So this transformer here, even though it's just going directly to here, it could also be feeding the rest of your tracks. Depends on how you want to use it. But again, as you can see, it's an AC transformer. So I ran the neutral and I tied it to the left side terminal, and that's to outer rails. The next wire I ran from the AC transformer, which is the positive, I ran a wire to the right side terminal of the Atlas table. And this is the positive, and it says to the middle rail. So this one will energize the middle rail, and this one here will energize the two outer rails. And that's how you would wire an Atlas turntable on your layout. Now I just want to mention that the reason I'm doing this, I'm doing it for this fella. YouTube name is T-Man the Train Man. Apparently he has one, and he says that it doesn't operate. And when I went on his site, I see what he's using is the hand control device. So at least I know that the turntable is moving. So he asked if I would just do this, which I did. But also what I'm going to do, I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to go to my train layout, and I'm going to disconnect these two, and I'm going to put it on top of the table and this here. and I'll hook it up to show him how you can physically do it. He'll see how it actually physically can do this. But one thing they mention in the pamphlet that comes with it, when you're putting the motor on, you have a worm gear, and that worm gear drives the gear that will drive this turntable. And you have to make sure when you put it on that it meshes correctly, that it goes in nice and easy and it lines up. Because if you don't, it'll bind it. So I just wanted to mention this. Right now, I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to make my other video on my layout. So, hope this helps you, and I hope the next video will also help you. So everybody have a great day. See you. Bye now.